everyone. My name is Miss Lisa for the Fayette County Public Library, and we are out and about today. We are here with Jack Sasser, and we are on the Sasser bee farm. So he is going to tell us some things about bees today. So Jack, can you tell us what you do here?
Yes, I certainly will. My name is Jack. This is a bee box, what you normally put bees in. The bottom box is called a brood chamber. That's where the queen lays eggs. And this is a super that lays on, and I'll show you this as we go. Bees make about 4 different waxes. When they seal this, you have to take a tool and you have to actually break both sides of this to get this off. This is the outer cover. You take it off, and this inner cover, which is there, you have to break that also. And you can see on this one how they build up some wax at one time. But let me show you. We'll probably have bees coming in here if they smell this. This is the way it starts off. This is actually beeswax with wires that you can buy. A lot of beekeepers take their wax, they render it down and sell it back to a bee company. And here is how it looks after the brood's been in it. And another one here is how they start building it up. It's kind of interesting how they do that. But this darkness here is because they've had baby bees brood in it. But this is a brood chamber. And the thing is, and we can see these little 6-sided figures, bees swarm in May unless you go in and stop them. Every queen cell is in a hive. In May they swarm, take part of the bees with them. What they would do, if they would come in here and swarm and go to a building or to a tree, they would make that same exact 6-sided figure. So if you've got a place for them to go in, they'll go in and do it. The reason that is that honey won't fall out. You have to actually sling the honey out. Now this here is a super that goes on. This is what it looks like when you put them on. This is called max wax, but normally it's just like the others there. Then when they come in, they fill this with honey. This is a hive tool. You got to have this. They fill this, and what you do here, you can see this had honey in it. And here's what you have to do. You got a hot knife, and you have to take that, and there's a box back there we can do, and you go right along that edge, and you take it, and it takes all the cappings off. And then you put it in a machine, and it slings out the honey.
Wow.
And here's, I had some cappings to show you. That's some of the cappings that I just kept. And there's some of the wax, different types of wax. That, like I said, they cap these with an entirely different wax than they seal the thing with. It's called pulpus, and they seal it just like it's tough. Mm-hmm. Now, to work bees, first thing you gotta have is a smoker. To light the smoker, you puff it in front of them, and crack it, and puff it in. They think the hive's on fire, so they start gorging themselves with honey, and you can get in, it just calms them down. Then, to do that, you have to have a pair of gloves, or I do, that goes up. Here's a couple different bonnets that you can have to go over. Bees, I'll show you my granddaughter in a bee outfit. They can't sting through like denim, like if you wear Levi's. Okay. So I just wear a jacket like this. But if you want to step around here, Kristen, this is a full-size bee outfit, and you can see that it gets kind of messy. When you're handling these bees, it's not like it's a
it's a sticky situation.
It's a sticky situation. So what we started doing, I'll show you some wax. Of the wax you get, you render it. There's a process to do that, and it comes out with a real nice light yellow wax. And it's got nice fragrance. So we started making bee products, bees candles. Beeswax candles don't hardly have any smoke, and they burn forever. I mean, I burned one for 3 hours, and it wasn't bigger than a quarter out from it. They last a long period of time. These are some of the bee products. This is the honey. The reason this honey is light, of course, what the bees work is what you get. Here in our area, they have honey locust. And that's why it's so light in the spring. It'll get more amber color, but this is really almost delicate. And my granddaughter's got me making all types of jams. out of honey. No
Really?
sugar whatsoever. So we're making every type: strawberry, blueberry, black raspberry, blackberry, you name it. Here's a wax candle, for example, that we made. We started selling these, and then she started having lip balm. This we call wood butter. What it is, it's made with food grade mineral oil. So that you have like a wood table, or your cutting boards are wood, or your wooden spoons, they start to split. You put that on there, and it repels them, and it works. But the lip balm is the same way. It's made with that, with organic whatever. And these are wax wraps. Instead of using wax paper, here's an example. You can make them, and you can make them any size you want, and you can cover your bread or make sandwiches for kids, and these are reusable. So a lot of people are using these. You just have to wash them with soap and cold water, and they last forever, and it's made with cotton material, so they get done. So all this is made of is beeswax and rosin. And then she makes lotion bars, which they're in there, but she's got me doing a lot of stuff. But
why do we make all these products?
well, we make them because everything the bee makes is useful, and a lot people don't. I got a hive I'll open up for you, but a lot of people don't realize how important the bee is. A bee is a great pollinator. There's other things that pollinate, but nothing pollinates like a bee. And a lot of your blooms will have a male-female blossom, basically. And if they don't cross-pollinate, they don't do as well. I got a fellow up the road here that had pumpkins. Before he got bees, his pumpkin pop wasn't doing well. He got bees that went up like 90%. So he sold on bees. And the bee population is about 90% gone in the United States. The reason being, about probably 30 years ago, a varroa mite came into this country from Asia. As we know, we're no longer just the United States, we're an international country. And so a varroa mite came in and just about wiped the bees out. Also, there is a hive beetle now from Africa. When I was a kid, you just had bees. That's no longer true. If you don't treat them, you're not going to have them. You want to go out here and show them this hive of bees?
Okay,
And
yeah,
show
sure.
you some of the things they work? All right, here we are. This is a new swarm of bees we caught. It's going to be a smaller swarm. They have to build up in the winter. What she's going to do is take this hive tool, because they'll have this sealed up. She's going to break that outer cover and the inner cover. Usually we smoke them, but we don't have a smoker. We just want to show you this hive of bees to give you an idea. There, in the spring, we feed them early so they can build up. We take that all out by the time they start making honey for us. They'll start making honey for us in May, when the flow starts. You want to raise up that right there to show them how, right here, this has got honey all up in it.
This does for sure.
So where's the queen in all this?
She's right in, you'll see her. Wow, you can't see her, but she's right in here.
We'll hope we
You'll
find
see her, they clump around her. She is a queen bee.
Okay.
And they protect her. And she's an egg-laying machine, like I said. You'll see how white some of this
Sorry.
comb is when they do this.
Come on. See how well they seal it together?
Wow.
There.
Wow.
There you go.
See how they're making this new, see, they already got that capped. They're building all that up and they're capping this. That's got honey for their storage. Turn it over, Chris, and the bees
Well,
are
right
all.
there is where they've got babies too.
Yeah, this is brood right here. There's baby bees in here.
Neat.
They're eggs. And let's see if
Bees, they'll clean everything out before they even do it. They're the cleanest thing in the world. People don't realize, here's some more brood here. This is brood. And
I don't see her.
well, down there, get that next one out next to it.
All right, let me set these.
Bees, you don't realize how pure honey is. They have tried to grow viruses in honey. It won't grow. It just won't grow. It's the most purest thing. It was actually found in the tombs of pharaohs. Honey
Really?
was, yeah. Honey will never go bad, never. it may sugar
Right.
and get, but you can heat it up in a pan of water and it'll come right back. It'll never go bad. People don't realize that. It may sugar on you, but it won't go bad. Try to get another one of these out here so you can see how they do. Look at that.
Wow.
See how they do? This is all made up. They're got that capped. See, and this is here. They're starting to build up. You should see the process. See the little. They make that same.
I don't see the queen.
Yeah. No, I don't see her, but
All right, well.
she's here anyway. That gives you some idea about a.
Let me see if I can spot where she might be.
Well, Jack, what if somebody wanted to do beekeeping at their property? What do you have to do? How
Well-
do you get started?
Beekeeping is a pretty expensive hobby at this point because right now, if you would get one queen bee and 2 pounds of bees, that's the way they sell them.
Okay.
It would cost you $185 to $200 just for
Wow.
that. That's without a box to put them in. You have to have a smoker. You have to have a way to sling it out. But if you're in an area where you want bees, sometimes if you've got a nice place, a beekeeper will come and put his hives there for you, and then he'll give you a quart of honey for doing it, which is
Yummy.
a good thing. And he'll work the bees for you. You don't have to worry about it. I mean, it's a good thing some of these younger kids are wanting to do this because a lot of the older beekeepers are passing that way, and there's not a lot of beekeepers. And you need the bees. You
Yes.
need, like I said, we need bees. And then also, I don't know where you heard about, they had a thing with the bees called colony collapse, where the bees would just get out and not come back. And the government got in on it. They found out it was actually the chemicals from the farmers that caused it. So it's interesting. We can walk down if you want and see the other hives going in and out. Here's a few of our bee yard here. I'm just saying, if you had 1,000 beehives down through here, each one's got a queen, and the bees come back to that hive. They go out, her drone, and they'll look at the location, and they'll come back. They'll never go to a different hive. You have a worker bee, a drone bee, and a queen bee. Actually, a worker bee only lives 5 to 6 weeks. And they only make about a half a teaspoon of honey in their lifetime. The queen lives 5 to 6 years. So they're very, very interesting. We need them for pollination. You can see them, they're going in and out here pretty good. They won't bother you unless you grab them or unless you get down. There's guard bees. There's different process of the bees. As they live, they have certain jobs that they do, and they do it well. So very interesting, and they're good. And it's like here, the brood box here, I'll leave in the wintertime. They have to have something to eat. So I'll leave 2 of those full of honey in the brood box so they have plenty to eat. I just put these on. Those top 2 on each one, hopefully, is for us to make some honey in the fall, which will be a more amber color because I'll be working the clover and even the alfalfa they can work. And that's why a lot of people want to be bee friendly. They ought to plant some bee flowers for them.
Okay, so what do we do to help the bees? How do we get more of them?
Well, by helping the bees, you can do small things like letting your dandelions grow in your grass. I know some people really love that lovely green carpet, but dandelions are pretty too.
The first thing they
and
work.
that's the first thing that blooms that the bees can work. Also your clover in your lawn, or you could go as far as planting a pollinator garden. When there's stuff like bee balm, they love this, or useful things like your herbs. This is oregano. They love this oregano. And then we have this orange one here that's called butterfly weed. That's also a very good one for the bees.
Lavender.
And then here's some lavender, and this is milkweed here. This is blossoms from a gourd plant. They love the blossoms of your vegetable garden. They also pollinate your berries. This is blackberry here. So if you wanted to grow some blackberries or any kind of berry, they pollinate those. So helping the bees could mean starting a garden.
Awesome. That's nice. All right, folks, isn't this been interesting? Beekeeping is just a great hobby, and it's something that provides a yummy honey for all of us.
Oh, that's what's good.
Yeah, that is, right? So thanks for watching. I'm Miss Lisa, and this has been Science Isn't Scary Out and About.